Ahead of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's court proceeding tomorrow, being 7th of November 2025, as Justice James Omotosho is waiting for him to come and open his defense, the detained leader of indigenous people of Biafra, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, has written a very strong letter to the President of the United States of America, Mr. Donald J. Trump. On his letter, he commended Mr. Trump for the bold step he has taken in making sure he brings terrorism and religious genocide to an end in Nigeria. He further stated that it will be so interesting for President Trump to know that the state genocide is not limited to the northern part of Nigeria. Rather, that the Igbo land, which is the eastern part of Nigeria, is also suffering from another form of genocide from the hands of Nigerian security operatives in guise of fighting terrorism. Without taking much of your time, let's read out the letter as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu wrote it to Mr. Donald Trump through his lawyer, Barrister Aloy Ejimako. The letter reads, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, detained at State Security Service SSS headquarters, Abuja, Nigeria. Reply care of Aloy Ejimako of Counsel, Aloy Ejimako Legal Services, B12 Amak Plaza, Wuse Zone 3, Abuja, Nigeria. Phone number, email address. Date November 6, 2025. His Excellency Donald J. Trump, 47th President of the United States of America, the White House, 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, Washington, D.C., delivered through Embassy of the United States, 1075 Diplomatic Drive, Central District Area, Abuja, Nigeria. Your Excellency, I extend warm greetings to you in the name of the Judeo-Christian faith and values we both hold dear. As a practicing Jew and a believer in the Judeo-Christian heritage that shaped Western civilization, I was honored to attend your campaign event in Des Moines, Iowa, in January 2020. Your bold declaration on October 31st, 2025, that the United States is prepared to act militarily and cut aid if Nigeria fails to protect its Christian population has ignited hope in the hearts of millions who have been abandoned by the world. You have seen the truth. Christians in Nigeria face real existential threats. I write to you now to reveal that the genocide is not confined to the north. It has metastasized into the Igbo heartland, where Judeo-Christians are being systematically exterminated under the guise of counter-terrorism. I, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, leader of Indigenous People of Biafra (IPOB), a peaceful, non-violent civil rights movement rooted in Judeo-Christian principles. Since 2015, I have survived four documented assassination attempts by the Nigerian state. On 20th June 2021, I was forcibly abducted from Kenya in an extraordinary rendition operation, an act that violated Kenya and international law. As condemned by the Kenya High Court ruling, petition number E282 of 2021. Despite this ruling, I was illegally transported to Nigeria and thrown into solitary detention in Abuja without a valid subsisting charge, and for the sole crime of defending my people's right to life, faith, and self-determination under international law. On 13th October 2022, the Court of Appeal in Abuja bracket open CA/ABJ/CR/625/2022 close bracket discharged and acquitted me of all charges, ruling that my rendition was illegal, unconstitutional, and a gross violation of international law. The court ordered my immediate and unconditional release, yet I remain in solitary detention over 1,596 days since my abduction. The Nigerian government defied its own judiciary, refusing to release me as ordered. I was never released, so there was no rearrest, only continued unlawful imprisonment in blatant violation of constitutionally protected double jeopardy safeguards under Section 36, subsection 9 of 1999 Constitution and Article 7, Sub 2 of African Charter. The UN Working Group on Arbitrary Detention, Opinion number 25/2022, declared my continued imprisonment arbitrary, unlawful, and politically motivated. This is not justice. This is state capture of rule of law to silence a Judeo-Christian voice, a hidden genocide against Judeo-Christians in eastern Nigeria. The same extremist-backed forces you have condemned in the north, Boko Haram, ISWAP, Fulani militia, operates with state complicity in the southeast and Igbo-speaking territories of Benue, Kogi, and Delta. But here, the Nigerian military itself is the primary perpetrator, shielded by a false narrative that blames victims. The atrocities are irrefutably documented. Number one, Nkpo Biafran Heroes Day Massacre, 30th May 2016. Amnesty International 2016. In quote, at least 150 Christian worshippers killed, bodies dumped in rivers. UN Special Rapporteur Agnes Calmard, in bracket A/HRC/47/33/ADD.2, paragraph 48. Close bracket, in quote, security forces opened fire on demonstrators at St. Edmund's Catholic Church. At least 60 were killed, over 70 injured, victims shot in the back while praying. Inter-Society 2016 filed report, in quote, true death tolls exceed 900 with mass graves discovered near Onitsha. This was not a clash, it was a massacre of worshippers commemorating their fallen heroes. Number two, National High School Aba Massacre, 9 February 2016. Amnesty International, in quote, 22 killed on site, 13 bodies exhumed from Boro Pit near Aba Port Harcourt Road, end of quote. UN Special Rapporteur Agnes Kalamard, bracket A/HRC/47/33/ADD.2. National High School Aba Massacre, 9 February 2016. Amnesty International states, in quote, 22 killed on site, 13 bodies exhumed from a borough pit near Aba Port Harcourt Road. UN Special Rapporteur Agnes Kalamard, bracket A/HRC/47/33/ADD.2, paragraph 45, in quote, soldiers from 144 Battalion fired indiscriminately into a crowd of young Christian students praying and singing hymns, no evidence of armed resistance. Children were executed for singing Sweet Jesus. Number three, Operation Python Dance 2, 12 to 14 September 2017. Amnesty International 2025, in quote, a decade of impunity. 150 plus killed in raid on Kanu's home in Afaruku. No soldiers died. UN Kalamad report, paragraph 51, asymmetric use of lethal force enforces disappearance. Part of a continuum of state violence. I survived the assassination attempts. The day 28 unarmed civilians did not. Number four, Obi Igbo Massacre, October 2020. The letter long go, e be like say e reach 8 pages, but the ones wey we get here, may we just summarize them. In closing, he said, Mr. President, history will judge us by what we do when genocide knocks. You have the power to stop a second Rwanda in Africa. One tweet, one sanction, one inquiry could save millions. I remain steadfast in peace, faith, and non-violence. Even from a prison cell, IPOB rejects every form of violence. We seek only justice, truth, and freedom. May the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, who delivered Israel from Pharaoh, grant you wisdom and courage to deliver his people once again. With deepest respect and urgent hope, signed, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, leader, Indigenous People of Biafra, IPOB, prisoner of conscience, DSS custody, Abuja, discharged by Court of Appeal, 13th October 2022, released order disobeyed, 4 times survivor of state assassination attempt. Now, like this, where the leader of indigenous people of Biafra, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, take write the letter where in write to the president of America, Mr. Donald Trump, and they submit the letter through the American embassy where they for Abuja. If you ask me, I go say this whole thing is getting more interesting day by day. And una know say, be like say na yesterday, I be 2 days ago, e get one statement where they credit to Nigerian government, where they say na IPOB they go spoil Nigerian name for American government here. But then the question why I come dey ask be say, Nigerian government say IPOB na terrorist organization, come home as Nnamdi Kanu for how many years now? Now, the president of America, Donald Trump, say he wan come fight terrorists wey dey Nigeria. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and im pipo dey rejoice say make Donald Trump come. The same government wey say Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and im pipo na terrorists, na dem come dey fear, na dem come dey worry. I come dey ask wetin dey happen. Abi e get wetin una never tell us for dis country? Now, another reason why I say the whole thing is getting more interesting now be say, no be only this letter be the real thing wey dey happen now from the part of Nnamdi Kanu and the part of Biafran agitators. This man wey you dey see here, his name na Günther Fehlinger. The man na very big name for Europe. As you can see on his X account, wey be formerly Twitter, they state am there clearly say the man na chairman Austrian Committee for NATO Enlargement for Austria, Ukraine, Kosovo, Bosnia, EU, and many other countries. Now, the man don burst out for this case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the Biafran agitation, say he wan draw the attention of American president to the agitation of Biafra, to the plight of the people of Biafra wey don suffer for so many years under Nigeria. He say dem wey be Oyibo don disappoint Biafrans in the year 1967 to year 1970, but say for this 2025, say dem no go disappoint Biafra again. Make e no be like say na me talk am, and una know say too much talk no dey full basket. So e go better make you carry that your chair, come close, jeje, sit down, make we chook eye for the video. Make we hear from the horse's mouth wey be Günther Fehlinger Jan. Kampotakwano.
Dear Christian in the whole world and dear American President, dear European Union. This is Günther Fehlinger Jan speaking. I'm calling here from Vienna to recognize the Republic of Biafra. Biafra in ex-Nigeria, Nigeria, to my regret, and this is a non-working state, and they have committed genocide in 1967 to 1970 against the Christians of Biafra and the people of Biafra, and now they are all well, since the last 15 years, living in terrible conditions. They are often led for some jihadists to kill them, and there is atrocities about atrocities. And it's much better for the people of Nigeria if Biafra becomes their own state, and they can sort out then inside Nigeria the other issues, or maybe there will be other regions which are better off in this non-working state of Nigeria. So ex-Nigeria must start with Biafra, and the international community, contrary to the 1960s and 70s, must support the independence of Biafra Republic. In the 1967-90, that tragic years, the West was at its weakest. There was the Vietnam War, and tragically Nixon, who was positive for the people of Biafra, but he did very little, and I want to apologize for his failures, and I want to especially criticize and also apologize for the imperial UK and French governments who were actually supporting, due to all interests, Nigerian centralists' crackdown on the poor people of Biafra. And we, as Christians, as Europeans, should absolutely stand with Biafra and support them. And that's why I call on President Trump and on the European leaders, Ursula von der Leyen, please, I beg you, I pray, recognize the Republic of Biafra. It's no need for military intervention or these things. Just do the political steps of recognition of these poor people to have their own state, to live in security, and of course then recognition goes with the ability to be recognized and also to defend yourself. It's much better than having a military intervention in Nigeria. having the Biafra Republic equipped and armed to be able to defend herself against the potential invasion from the Nigerian centralist forces of that failed state. And so here the defense comes with the recognition, and that's exactly how we should do. Biafra Republic, please, my friends, I beg you, recognize it and build a strong, viable state, part of the free world. And that's what I call the Fehlinger doctrine and also the Fehlinger economics. Yeah? Build a decent state, part of the free world, no BRICS, but OECD, no kind of alignment with genocidal Russia, but alignment with America, with the European Union, with the free world. And we will have a free trade agreement, open economics, of course the flat tax, I like very much, and the currency, which Nigeria never did, to join the Euro-Pact area. This is the best policy for West Africa, and Biafra will be a proud member of the Euro-Pact area, and this will be delivering much more prosperity in the future, and we will trade and we will work together in the global partnership of NATO, and this is my call for Biafra Republic to be independent and to be part of the free world alongside Fehlinger doctrine and Fehlinger economics. And I thank you very much for your attention. Please, President Trump, please, Ursula von der Leyen, be on the side of the light, of the good people of Biafra, of the Christians of Africa, and allow them their own state to live in security and peace and prosperity. Thanks a lot from Vienna. This is Günther Fehlinger, Jan speaking. All the best. Bye.
All right. Shebi you don't see am as me to take see am. You where they watch me, it go make better sense if you chook mouth for the matter by dropping your opinion in the comment section down below. May we know what you carry for mind. And now here we go draw the curtain for this particular segment of Waiting the Sub. Don't forget, I remain that your one and only personal information chef, 042 Solex. Onye akụkọ ụwa, ka emesianụ.
I did not jump in. I did not jump in. Yes, I did not jump in. They came to my house just to kill me, to kill me.
He not jump in.
And the Igbo man did not jump in.